Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Coffee with Tea. I'm your host, the amazing T Street. I'm just coming on really quickly this morning because, like many of you, this week has been an exciting week. As I shared a couple weeks ago, I really love space. I love all things solar, and the eclipse was super exciting for me to anticipate and then to watch. I got to watch it in Richland Center, Wisconsin. And by the way, this mug that I had today is the one that they gave me yesterday when I was leaving. They wanted to give me this mug, Richland Center Hornets. I'm grateful to that school for having me for 2 days to both train and do speaking around ATOD prevention. So I wanted to jump right in today. I, like many people, was super excited to watch, and I got to go outside with the kids at Richland Center, and we watched it together. And I actually had a couple extra pairs of glasses that I shared with some of them, and it was really inspiring to see what I noticed when I came out. And no, I didn't look directly at the sun. I followed directions. I looked up though, and it just looked like the normal sun. It wasn't until I put on these handy dandy eclipse glasses and I looked up that I was able to see a different perspective. I had a different lens, and so therefore I had a different outlook, a different perspective. When I looked up, the first time all I saw was the normal sun. When I looked up this time, it was about 150. I had seen how much of the sun, how much of the moon had already eclipsed part of the sun. And the more I looked, the more I was able to see the sun being eclipsed further and further and further and further by the moon. But when I removed the glasses and just kind of looked away really quickly, again, it just looked like a sunny day. I put them back down and I could see that the moon had moved even further along in the pathway. And it got me to thinking, what would happen if we did the same thing with our lives and with other people? What would happen if we chose to view people with a different lens than we had previously viewed them? There are people with whom I have struggled over the years. And as I've gotten to know some people better, I've gotten to see a different perspective than I had when I was 20 or 30 or 40. I have a different lens with my maturity, with my growth than I had at that time. I want to offer to us that we as human beings become better over time. But even if we don't become better, we have the option to choose to see people through a different lens. There are people who have seen me in the past who are like, T, I don't rock with you. And I get it. I'm an acquired taste. Also, I've earned some people not rocking with me because if I'm honest with myself, I've not always been the T that I am today. God changed a whole lot of things for me. But what would happen if those people, and many of them have come and said, hey, I get to see you through the lens of my son or my daughter. My kid loves you. And when they chose to see me with a different lens, they got to see a different side of me. People deserve the same kind of grace from us that we are in need of from God. What would happen if we simply gave people some grace and chose, because it is a choice, to look at them with a different lens than we previously looked or than other people view them? View people with a different lens. When I don't have on my glasses, the world is blurry. But when I put on my glasses, I can see things more clearly. I want to encourage you today. Take the opportunity on your job, in your home, in your families, and in our communities to choose to see people from a different lens and see if it changes your outlook on them. But more importantly, if it changes you. I'm the amazing T Street. There's nothing amazing in me that's not in each and every one of you. Today, put on your eclipse glasses and choose to see people through a different lens. Have an amazing day.